Welcome back to California Cooking. You know, nothing says fall like comfort food. So today's recipes are all stuffed. I'm getting you ready for the cooler days ahead with some mouth-watering dishes like, get this, Levi, mashed potato stuffed taquitos, a French bread pizza stuffed with Italian sausage, and a Greek-inspired stuffed eggplant. Sounds good? Okay, let's start with my two favorite things, mashed potatoes and cheese stuffed inside of a crispy taco shell. I got to cook up this delicious dish with LA native chef Wes Avila, whose restaurant Catine will make you feel like you've been transported to Tulum.
Yay.
Hey Chef Wes, how you doing?
Hi Jess.
Oh
Good.
my gosh, can I make my backyard look like this? Like this is a dream.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Did you have your hand in the look of your restaurant?
Oh, we had a design team, but they took elements of what we wanted to do. We wanted to do a Tulum-inspired restaurant, the Yucatan, bring it to the heart of Hollywood, and that's what the guys accomplished and crushed it.
Okay, they crushed it, and I've seen, because I have not been, I said, Chef, now that we've met, because I couldn't get a reservation, you have been booked out for almost a year now.
Almost a year. December 10th, it'll be a year. Thank you very much.
What was it about Tulum and kind of the vibe? Because you're a local guy, grew up here, but what is it about that part of the world that you wanted to bring here to the heart of Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, I'm born and raised here in Los Angeles, and one of the things we really wanted to bring was that kind of oceany, kind of lighthearted, very tropical vibe. I mean, since we're in the heart of Hollywood, like you say, we almost have to form a complete circle. Like if you look at all directions. An oasis, yeah.
Chef, you grew up Pico Rivera?
Yeah, grew up in Pico Rivera.
And what was childhood like for you?
My dad was blue collar, my mom worked. I was a latchkey kid in the 80s, so grew up like that. A lot of Tex-Mex food for my mom, a lot of really hardcore Mexican food for my dad.
Okay.
And we ate well.
The people you knew when you were a kid, whether it be friends, family, would they have said, oh yeah, Wes is gonna grow up and be a chef?
Probably not. I was a football player and like captain of the football team and a DJ. And
wait, popular guy on campus, captain of the football team, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like really into sports and then kind of just went a different path and then found food in my 20s and was like, this is what I want to do.
When you formed this menu, did you know, like, I know what I'm going to do?
When I first was told about the concept with my partners, they told me what they wanted to do and I was like, yes, yes. I had just gotten back from the Yucatan and I was like, I already was inspired. So it was kind of easy to go with it. And I've traveled there maybe 2 or 3 times since we've opened. I like to showcase what I've interpreted as opposed to something that's so authentic that I'm trying to like bring something and do it and replicate. I'm not trying to replicate. What I'm trying to do is like our version of it here in Hollywood.
Angry Egret Dinette. I like the name.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to me about the name of this restaurant.
The other restaurant is Angry Egret Dinette. Me and my wife came up with the name. Well, my wife came up with the name when we were riding bikes during the pandemic, and we opened this little shop in Chinatown.
Okay.
It was a window when we first opened, and I've kind of utilized that as a kickoff for my restaurant here, Catine, like to kind of get those recipes dialed in.
So what's interesting though about Angry Egret, you test things.
Yes.
And you test things there because the pressure's off, and that's
the
how you...
The pressure's off, it's me, it's like three cooks, 2 servers. We cook what we want, menu changes daily.
And James Beard, what happened there with Angry Egret?
We were nominated and then finalists, and we went to Chicago.
Amazing.
And we made it all the way to the finals and are greatly appreciating that we made it that far.
What are some of the favorites on the menu for you? What are some things
For me, it's probably the pescado zarandeado.
And what is that?
It's a whole fish that's been deboned, covered in the zarandeado sauce and cooked over wood fire. Yeah. And then the ceviche, standard ceviche. Okay. We do our version of it. And then we have one of the favorites here, which is ironically is the potato taquitos. They're these like really simple
things. What is ironic about this? It's fried with potato in it?
It's fried
this
potato,
is like...
green salsa, queso fresco. It's very simple. And we're gonna show you how to make some of those.
We are stuffing taquitos with cheese and potatoes.
Yes.
That's my 2 favorite food groups happen to be cheese and potatoes.
So these are one of our more popular items.
Yeah.
It's actually potato stuffed taquitos. So first we're warming up the tortillas so they're easily pliable.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna stuff them with our potato mix.
Okay.
Deep fry them. Once they're golden brown, pull them on out and then do basically, top them off with our sauce. Yeah. Our avocado salsa and queso fresco.
Okay, I just learned something about Chef Wes here. Dodgers going to the playoffs, probably going to the World Series, let's be honest.
Probably.
You're a huge Dodgers fan.
Yes.
And you're going to be serving your food at Dodger Stadium soon?
Yeah, I'll be
No
popping
way.
up with Angry Egret.
Amazing.
Over at the stadium in the center field little cart. So we did it for the All-Star game, and they invited us to do it for playoffs.
What about this? This would be
This would be good.
kind of good at
This
Dodger
would be
Stadium.
great. This would be
You can
probably
eat with
pretty
one
awesome.
hand.
Yeah. So right here, what I'm doing is rolling them up, real simple,
Yeah.
a mix of basically mashed potatoes with cotija cheese,
Uh-huh.
some salt, some pepper.
So easy. I mean, we can do this at home.
You can do this at home.
Yep.
I'm spiking these so they don't open when they fry. And you see the lips of the tortilla is down. Popping these right in here. So we use rice bran oil as well.
Oh, really?
It's a nice clean fry. Come out golden brown and beautiful. And you don't get that kind of that oil taste. It's a lot cleaner. And they're ready to roll.
Golden, crispy.
So when you use a little bit of our avo salsa,
So avocado.
avocado, tomatillos, lime, serrano. This is queso fresco. Yeah, we use a nice, farm cheese on top. Good to go.
Ta-da! Look at this beauty that you created with in 2 minutes. Some things are worth burning your mouth, and this might be one of them. I'm picturing this when I'm at Dodger Stadium. Grab one of these. What would be your drink of choice with this here at the restaurant?
A witch doctor. And it comes burning with sage, the whole vibe. You guys will see it shortly.
I like that we have 4 cocktails though.
Yeah. What is LA, right?
Yeah. No, by the way, to start with your cocktails, these are beautiful drinks.
Thank you so much.
This one came lit. It was smoking the whole way out from the bar.
Yeah, that's the witch doctor right over there.
Ah, that's the one you were talking about. This lovely, refreshing, what's going on in here?
Oh, it's got a little cucumber, a little pineapple, a little mint. Yeah, it's like on the lighter.
This one's dangerous.
Yeah. Queso fundido. Got the taquitos we demoed.
Yes.
The pescado zarandeado.
Okay, talk to me about this Showstopper fish you've got.
So this fish is deboned,
Yeah.
split in half, served whole, as you see. 2 salsas. We got some market greens, some grilled lime, and then we also have some ceviche to start. And we got the whole spread right now.
And what kind of fish do you use for the ceviche?
This one is actually gonna be wild striped sea bass.
Oh my gosh. This is just the kind of meal you want to come share with friends. In this setting on a beautiful night, can't beat it.
Only in Hollywood.
Only in Hollywood. Cheers.
Cheers.
Coming up, more stuffed recipes to comfort you this fall. I'm putting a Greek spin on stuffed eggplant. But first, a stuffed French bread pizza with Italian sausage. That's coming up next. More stuffed recipes. This one would be perfect for game day. Levi, French bread stuffed pizza with Italian sausage. Yeah? I don't know what made me think of stuffed French bread pizza, but it could be that it's football season. It could be that you're in the mood for cozier food, but a stuffed French bread pizza. And here's the thing about the bread. So this is a sourdough French bread, but it's not hard like a baguette would be. That would break your teeth. So you want something that's a little bit softer. And then basically what we're gonna do is, I don't sausage and pepper, so I'm gonna do some spicy Italian sausage with different colored peppers, some onion, and then mix it all in together with the sauce, and then put some ricotta cheese on top. And I think the ricotta cheese will kind of tamp down the spicy hot sausage. So I think it's gonna be delicious and a party pleaser because you slice this up as you're watching the game, and you got a hit, I think. Basically, what we're gonna do is kind of create a boat with our bread. You want a serrated knife. Let's pull this right out. So now you've got this boat situation. Here I've got your melted butter with olive oil, and I'm gonna just coat the inside because we wanna toast this off before we put the filling in. And then I also think we should do, yeah, we should do the outside too. To that, garlic powder, good amount of garlic powder. So now you pop it in the oven until it gets nice and browned, but not too brown, just enough where you don't want the inside of it to get soggy. Now to the filling for our French bread pizza. I'll start with the onions, and they're gonna make me cry, so I'm gonna do it fast. Some sliced onion. Now to our peppers, any color pepper you like. I happen to have the red, orange, and yellow. I think this is kind of like an Italian sausage sandwich meets a French bread pizza. Bread! We got a little bit dark, but it's okay. We will survive. Time to cook up our spicy Italian sausage because I want a little kick. And it's got all kinds of seasoning and spices, so you really don't need to add anything to it. And we're gonna brown that up nice and crispy. I want it nice and charred on the edges. Even though there's a good amount of fat in this, just a touch of olive oil to get it crisped up. And I'm gonna cook the veggies separately because the veggies give off water, and if I put the veggies with the sausage, it wouldn't get crispy. So after I take the sausage out, all of that oil and all the flavorings from the sausage are in the pan, and I'll just cook my veggie in here, and then we'll stuff our French bread pizza. All right, our sausage is nice and crispy, and it smells so good. You smell the fennel, the garlic, the spiciness. So if you can leave as much of the oil behind, and there's not much, you might have to even add more, to cook the veggies in. Touch more olive oil, and then in go our peppers, our onions, and we're gonna cook all this down. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. A little bit of salt and pepper, and just let these soften and cook down. Sometimes what I do to help veggies saute is add a little bit of water. So our peppers and our onions have caramelized, and now a couple of cloves of garlic, and I put it in at the end so it doesn't burn. Jarred marinara sauce. Sausage, spicy sausage goes in. Everything gets to know each other in the pan. So that's done. Inside of our toasted garlic French bread, big spoon, and we're gonna just fill this up without making a huge mess. So all the things you love in a sausage and pepper sandwich is stuffed into our French bread. Okay, here we go. A little bit of mozzarella cheese. Ricotta. I love ricotta cheese, and it's really going to help with the spice level. If it's a little too spicy, you've got this creamy ricotta on top, and then some parm. How many people do we think this will serve? In the oven to get all bubbly. Not for long though. Our sausage and peppers stuffed French bread pizza. The cheese is all melted, the ricotta is all melted. Just one little thing I think that could make this look really cute. Some fresh basil. Here's what I'm gonna do. Do that. Don't be shy. It's gonna be a messy lunch. I think it's a fork and knife situation. It's spicy, but then the ricotta is creamy. Oh my gosh, garlic bread. Perfect thing for watching football on a Sunday. You even tried the French bread pizza. What'd you think?
You like it too.
Mimi too. She
Yeah, me
loved
too.
the French bread pizza, but here's a tip.
Because she couldn't get enough of it. It tasted so yummy.
If you want the recipe, go to Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. Coming up, I've got one more stuffed recipe for you to enjoy. I'm showing you how I make a Greek-inspired stuffed eggplant. That's coming up next. I love all the flavors that are in Greek cuisine, so I decided to try a Greek-inspired stuffed eggplant. Here's how it turned out. This dish right here happens to involve eggplant, and I have this new love and appreciation for eggplant. We eat it all the time, and I don't know why. I think there's something about it that sometimes I use it as a replacement for meat. There's just something filling about eggplant. And today I'm gonna stuff it, and I'm gonna stuff it with some ground beef and tomato sauce and onion and garlic, a little touch of cinnamon. Just a little pinch, because a lot of Greek food has just a touch of cinnamon in it. But these are my eggplants. And basically what I did is I cut them in half, I scored them, sprinkled them with salt, let them sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then what happens is it starts to pull the water out. So you pat it dry, drizzle it with some olive oil, and pop them in the oven. And then what happens is this eggplant becomes a boat to stuff, but look at that. It's just caramelized and soft, and so we're gonna put the ground beef in each boat of eggplant, and then on top, a creamy bechamel sauce. I'm getting going on the filling here. So in here, some ground beef. I have 80-20. I wanted a little extra fat in the meat because a lot of times if it's 90-10, it can be kind of dry. So what would really be so good in this is ground lamb. Salt and pepper. You just want to get it nice and browned. To our ground beef, we'll add in some chopped onion. Let that cook up. I'm gonna chop up a few cloves of garlic. Greek food a lot of times is heavy on the garlic, so go for it. If you love garlic, garlic going in. And I've got the heat cranked up. To our ground beef, which is cooked all the way through. Got some brown bits, a can of tomato sauce. I even have a few fresh tomatoes to put in, just to give it a little freshness. Salt, because that can of tomato sauce isn't really seasoned that much. Some more pepper. And here's where we put a little bit of cinnamon in. So just a tiny bit. I wouldn't even say it was a half a teaspoon. It's one of those things where try it first. Taste it, see if it has enough. If not, you can always add a little bit more. But I'm gonna start with just a dash. There's our mixture, easy. We're gonna turn that down and let it just slowly cook. Over here, this is the good part. So moussaka, I love because it has a bechamel sauce, which is a white, creamy, cheesy sauce that goes on top. We're gonna do that on top of our eggplant, our stuffed eggplant. So in here, we're going to start with our butter. So a half a cup of butter, which is a stick. We're gonna melt that. Now, half a cup of flour to our half a cup of butter. And you're gonna stir that around. And this is where you get a roux, right? The butter, the flour, and you wanna cook the flour because you don't want it to taste raw. So you just keep whisking it till it starts to bubble. We've got our milk. So I'm gonna do a cup of milk. In goes our milk. We're gonna stir this. It's gonna bubble. And there you go. Oh my goodness, it worked. I don't know why every time I'm just shocked. We've got our egg yolks. You wanna turn the flame off. I'm gonna whisk up my egg yolks, and you don't wanna scramble your eggs. So cool your bechamel down for just a second, and then quickly stir in your egg yolks. You don't want scrambled eggs. Salt, because right now, this has no flavoring, right? It's just butter and flour and milk. Good amount of salt, nutmeg. All good white sauces have a pinch of nutmeg, Parmesan cheese, good Parmesan if you can. Really, this is up to you. I mean, you could go heavy on the parm. I'm just gonna add some feta and let that melt in there. Because feta has that strong flavor. It's a goat's milk cheese, and it just adds something. Obviously, it's very Greek. A little bit of garlic, grated in. Done. Now we're gonna stuff our eggplants. time to assemble our eggplant boat. And then the only thing I like to do beforehand is just scrape it a little bit, all this softened eggplant, so that there's room for the meat. Okay, now we have our beef mixture, which, by the way, lamb, as I mentioned, would be so good in this. Onion, garlic, tomato sauce, a little bit of cinnamon. So that goes right on top of here. And really economical too, when you think about it. I mean, the most expensive thing, 2 eggplants cut in half, and it was the beef. A can of tomato sauce, you know, flour, butter, all things, a lot of things we have in the pantry. Okay. Now, on top, our bechamel. Put this on top. Don't be skimpy. This goes into a broiler. Everything's cooked, so you just want to brown the top of the bechamel. Tiny bit of parm. Yes, baby. I don't know, I couldn't get my broiler to broil, but I still think they look pretty delicious. Really, you want the bechamel to be brown and bubbly. But you get the idea. Yay for eggplant, my favorite vegetable. It's so good. I hope you try it.
I love eggplant.
That does it for us. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Levi.
Bye-bye.